Hi folks, Mr. Ruley here with today's edition of Story Time. Now we are going to be continuing Dragon Masters Book 1, Rise of the Earth Dragon today, and I've got chapters 5 and 6 coming up here. So I hope you guys are enjoying the story. I sure am. Now I'm looking at my notes here. Now I always make notes when I read here. The fancy word for that is called annotating the text. Now basically what this is, just keep some notes for me so I remember what I read, and I can also kind of filter my thoughts out. It's always good to write about what you're reading if you really want to understand it on a deeper level there. So a couple of notes that I have here. So remember, as a refresher, we have Drake, the main character, who he used the green stone to be able to communicate with dragons. Such a cool thing. If you guys have a green stone, please let me borrow it because I want to be able to talk with dragons. All right, and then we have Drake's dragon Worm, and Drake is starting to learn how to become a dragon master. Now, I think here the most important thing in the chapter, and I want you to pay attention to this, is really learning how the dragons are each unique and what each of them can do. So let's go ahead and enjoy chapter 5 together. All right, it starts out with, "Do something!" The training room was one big open space. Shields and long poles hung from the walls. Buckets held water and sand, and at one end of the room was a round target. Straw stuffing poked out from the sides. All right, so it looks like a little target practice coming up there. Griffith pointed at the target. Sparks flew from his finger, and a red bullseye showed up on the target. "It's time for target practice," the wizard said. "Me first," Rory called out. "Vulcan, come." The red dragon stomped forward. "Vulcan, fire!" Rory yelled. The dragon's orange eyes glowed, then two streams of fire shot from his nose. The streams twisted together. The fire hit the bullseye. "Perfect!" Rory cheered. Then the straw burst into flames. Drake jumped back. So there we learn a little bit about Vulcan and what Vulcan can do. It's a pretty cool talent. "Good aim," said Griffith. "Bo, can you help put the fire out?" "Yes," said Bo. He looked at his dragon. "Shoo," he said simply. He didn't yell like Rory. Shoo swiftly crossed the room. "Did her feet even touch the ground?" wondered Drake. "Water, please, Shoo," Bo said. A stream of water sprayed out of the blue dragon's mouth. The fire sizzled. Water droplets danced in the air, lit up by the torches. Oh, I really like that line there, how water droplets danced in the air, lit up by the torches. Now, I don't think the water's actually dancing, but that's a term called personification. A person dances, and when you take an inanimate object like water and you compare that to something a person would do, the fancy term for that is called personification. Kind of a cool way just to build an image in your head. It makes writing interesting. "Khepri, rainbow time," Anna cried. Khepri glided across the room. Drake thought her white scales looked like jewels. A soft beam of light came out of Khepri's mouth. It grew wider and wider. When it hit the water droplets, it made a rainbow. That's pretty cool. I want that dragon. "Wow," Drake said. "Isn't she amazing?" asked Bo. Anna smiled. Rory put her hands on her hips. "Now, let's see what Worm can do," she said. Drake felt nervous. He looked at Worm. Worm, are you ready?" Drake asked. Worm stared back at him. "I guess that means yes," thought Drake. "Okay, Worm, fire." Doesn't sound very confident here. Drake jumped back in case fire came out of Worm's mouth, but Worm just lay there. "Well, not all dragons can shoot fire," said Bo. Drake nodded. "Right. Okay, Worm, water." The worm didn't shoot water. "Ha!" Rory laughed. "I knew it. Worm can't do anything." Drake's cheeks grew hot with anger. "He's just warming up," he said. "Come on, Worm. Shoot light out of your mouth." Still nothing. "You call that a dragon?" Rory said. "Please, Worm," Drake whispered to his dragon. "Do something." But Worm just blinked. "Do not worry, Drake. Getting to know your dragon takes time," Griffith said. "Target practice is over for today. Let's go eat." Bo grabbed Drake's elbow. "I hope you're hungry, Drake. The Dragon Masters get as much food as we want," said Bo. Drake was hungry, so this news made him feel a little better, but he had failed the training. "How can I be a Dragon Master if my dragon won't do anything I ask it to do?" he thought. "I'm only an onion farmer. I don't belong here." "Well, hold on a second, Drake. this is the first time you've ever even tried. You're not going to be perfect right out of the gates there. So, I don't know, Drake. Cheer up a little bit. Keep working at it. You'll figure it out. All right, that's the end of chapter 5. Now, chapter 6 starts out, a new friend. Now, let me look at my notes here. So, yeah, Drake is starting to make new friends and learn about his new environment. Now, something to think about here. How might you feel if you were Drake in this new situation? How would you react to all these new things? All right, be thinking about that as we read. A new friend. There was so much food on the dining room table. Roast chicken, potatoes, carrots, bread, cheese. It was more food than Drake had seen in his life. Pass the potatoes, please, Drake said. Griffith pointed to the plate of potatoes. Sparks flew from his finger. Wow, that'd be pretty fun there. As the plate floated over to Drake, he forgot all about wanting to go home. He stabbed a potato with his fork. Is every supper like this? Drake asked Bo. Bo nodded. Yes, there is always a great deal of food, he said, but sometimes I miss my mother's soup. Is your home kingdom far away? Drake asked. Very far, said Bo. I come from the east, the kingdom of Emperor Song. So now we're learning that they come from all over. They don't just come from that kingdom. They come from far away, too. I would eat all that right now for what it's worth. Lunchtime. All right, and I come from the south, added Anna. It is warm there, not cold and damp like it is here. Well, I am proud to be from this kingdom, Rory said. My father is a blacksmith. He makes the best horseshoes in our village. Drake missed home. He turned to Griffith. Is there a way I can let my family know I'm okay? Drake asked. The wizard nodded. You may send them a note. He waved to one of the servants. Please bring this boy paper and a quill. Quill, that's that. They used to take a feather and dip it in ink, and that was the pen there. Called a quill. Drake looked down at his plate. I worked in the fields at home, he said. I never went to school. I know how to read, but we never had paper or quills, so I don't know how to write. Yet. Rory started to say something, but Griffith gave her a hard look. Bo picked up the quill. I will write the note for you, he said. Thanks, Drake said. Then he told Bo what to write. Dear Mother. That's a good letter format right there. Check it out. Dear Mother. Then a comma, and you indent that first line. In a friendly letter, at least. I am safe, so please do not worry. Everything is new and exciting. The king is keeping me well fed. My new friend Bo helped me write this letter. Love, Drake. That's a nice letter. Drake did not say anything about dragons. He thought that might scare his mother. The servant took the note away. Drake yawned. So where do we sleep? We have rooms in the tower, Bo said. You will be in my room. Drake smiled. Good. At least he had one new friend here. Suddenly, a soldier stomped into the room. All rise for King Roland the Bold, he said. And that's where we're going to leave off today. Chapter 7, A Strange Dream, coming up next. All right, sounds intriguing. All right, folks, well, thank you once again for joining me for story time, and we'll pick up chapter 7 next time. You take good care.